From the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, you are watching The Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Time for our 5 in 5 segment, 5 topics. About a minute each, Barry. We're going to talk about Super Bowl MVP, who it's going to be. We're going to talk about Big 12 expansion. And yes, we're going to talk about deer antler spray. But let's get started with the Thunder. How about this one, Barry? Thunder coming off a 3-3 road trip. Cause for concern at all?
I don't think so. I mean, 3 losses were all close. They were all to legitimate teams if you throw in the Lakers as legitimate. So I don't think so. I mean, it's January. Road trip, 6-game road trip is not easy. They didn't play well at times, played well at other times. Won the marquee game on the road trip, winning against the Clippers. So I'm going to say no cause for concern.
No, I don't think the losses are necessarily cause for concern, but I do think there have been some trends that aren't exactly great. You look at some of the late game situations, some stagnation on offense. We talked about that actually in another Press Row segment this week, but I think that may be the one thing that's a little bit disconcerting is where Kevin Martin and Serge Ibaka and some other options late in games have gone. It seems like it's kind of become a two-man game. To me, that's a bit of a cause for concern, but in terms of going 3-3, not too bad on the road trip. All right, what about this question, Barry? Also Thunder related. The trade deadline fast approaches here as February comes up. Is the Thunder going to stand pat, or are they going to mix things up?
I think they're going to make a trade. Now, John Rhodey, we were talking the other day, John thinks they'll stand pat, so who knows? But Sam Presti has a track record. I mean, he last year brings in Derek Fisher. The year before makes the trade for Kendrick Perkins. Sam Presti shows that he's willing to make the move. I would like to see the Thunder get a backup point guard. Reggie Jackson has potential, but I just don't see in the playoffs where he's going to be a guy you can depend on for 6, 7, 8 minutes in crucial times. So I'd like to see him make a move. I think they will. I don't know if it'll be anything major.
Yeah, I'm going to go with they're going to stand pat. I just feel like they're so close to the luxury tax number that they are just I just don't know how they can do it without going over almost. And it just strikes me that this is a year when you do not want to become an offender on the luxury tax because then you hit that multiple offenders, which they're likely to in coming years, and it just is such a big hit on that tax. I just don't think they're going to flirt with it. I think they're going to stand pat, but you're right, Barry. Sam Presti's track record wouldn't surprise you if they did pull the trigger on something. Hey, a little crystal ball time, Barry. When the heck is the Big 12 going to expand? Going to be 5 years? Going to be 2 years? Going to be 2 months? What do you think?
I think the Big 12 will expand. I think it'll be a couple of years. I think the Big 12 is waiting on the Big 10. I think the Big 10 wants to go in and peel off 2 or 4 teams from the ACC. When that happens, I think the Big 12 is ready to invite Florida State and Florida State and Clemson very likely will be of a mind to go if their ACC is starting to crumble. I think the Big 10 is waiting on the Maryland Big 10 lawsuit, Maryland ACC lawsuit, Maryland suing to not pay the $53 million exit fee for jumping to the Big 10. If it's shown that Maryland can pay less than that, I think the Big 10 will pounce and other schools will say, hey, we can afford $10 million, $12 million. Can't afford $53 million, but we can afford a lesser amount.
I think by 2015 you're going to see the Big 12 expand. I think for now they like where they are. I don't think they're in any rush, but I also don't think they're sitting back and saying that, there's no way we're ever going to expand. I think they are looking at options. They are looking at possibilities. So I'd say by 2015, I'd say we've got an expanded Big 12. I didn't hit that very well. Let's do that again. Hey, what about our fun question of the week, Barry? Any chance you'd use any of this deer antler spray? Apparently Ray Lewis did.
I would need to know more about it. If Sonic sells it, then I'll definitely use it. But otherwise, I'm skeptical about that stuff. I don't put much in
it. Some sort of spritzer on your Route 44?
Outside of the Route 44 cherry root beer, I don't put much foreign substance into my body. But in all seriousness, we all like to say, no, we wouldn't use it. If we were a premier athlete, we'd stay clean. But the truth of the matter is, we don't know what we would do. The doping, the steroids, all these things, these guys are under tremendous pressure to perform and to stay at the highest level. They've got these unbelievable jobs that pay these crazy amount of money. You can see why this happens. You can see why baseball goes through it. You can see why Lance Armstrong doped his way to 7 Tour de France's. You can see why guys in the NFL will do stuff to stay strong and be able to perform. So Deer antler spray sounds kooky. Who knew even deer antlers had anything in their antlers that you could turn into spray? But it's it's a tough question. You can understand the pressure these guys face.
Well, and look what Ray Lewis is getting to do. I mean, this is obviously a report that's out there that Ray Lewis used this stuff to help rehab his arm, his shoulder, which was injured earlier this year. He's saying it's unfounded. He didn't do anything wrong. But look what he's doing. He's getting to play in the playoffs, and lo and behold, he's getting to play in the Super Bowl. So Barry talks about the pressure, about wanting to keep playing and wanting to have the money, wanting to have the wins. Well, Ray Lewis is getting what he wanted. Yeah, but I don't know. Deer antler spray? I think I might pass on that. All right, lastly, Barry, who's your Super Bowl MVP? Big game on Sunday. Who are you going to pick for the MVP?
I'm going to take a guy that's, to me, is very unheralded, and a major reason why the Ravens have been so successful. Maybe the shortest guy out there, Ray Rice, the tailback. He's a phenomenal player. Has really, if you look back at his season, he's done tremendous things. I like the way the Ravens are running the ball. I think Joe Flacco will have some success passing, but I think Ray Rice is going to have a big day. I think he's going to usurp the quarterbacks. I think Ray Rice is your Super Bowl MVP.
You're picking the Ravens to win. I'm picking the Niners, and so my Super Bowl MVP is going to be Colin Kaepernick. I think he's the difference maker in this game. I think he's the guy that gives the Baltimore defense trouble with his legs and with his arm. He's able to do both, and I think, you've seen Baltimore's defense kind of resurge and have a great playoff run. I mean, you can't ignore what they've done. 2 big road wins after winning at home. But they are a veteran group, an older group. I think a guy that can make plays like Colin Kaepernick can with his legs. I think he's going to give them some fits. He's my Super Bowl MVP. I think the Niners win on Sunday. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.